Guys, today isn't just another recap. Today, we're diving headfirst into Alabasta Saga, the arc that forever changed One Piece and turned the Grand Line into a real sea of danger, dreams, and tears. After East Blue, the Straw Hats step into a whole new world, a giant whale waiting 50 years, a prehistoric island of dinosaurs, a frozen kingdom, and a desert kingdom about to drown in civil war blood. Crocodile, one of the 7 warlords, is secretly pulling every string to destroy an entire nation just to get his hands on an ancient weapon that could reshape the world. And Vivi, the princess hiding her tears behind a smile, asks for help from people she met only days ago. And Luffy? Luffy says one sentence that flips everything. If a friend is crying, we help, no questions asked. From there begins the Straw Hats' biggest battle so far. Zoro unlocks Asura for the first time. Nami commands the weather. Sanji dances with an Okama. Chopper chooses to leave his home to heal hearts. And Luffy faces Crocodile 3 times, each round closer to death, each time coming back stronger. This saga isn't just about war, it's about what Nakama really means, about sacrifice, about fighting for someone else's dream like it's your own. So come with me back to the desert, to the palace, to the tears on the rooftop. Alabasta Saga, full story, no mercy, no cuts. Buckle up, this journey will break your heart. In the Grand Line, the world suddenly becomes bigger, crazier, and more dangerous. The Straw Hat Pirates, fresh from East Blue with their new ship Going Merry, charge up Reverse Mountain and crash into the massive whale Laboon, who's been waiting 50 years for his pirate crew to return. Luffy promises Laboon they'll come back for him one day after circling the world, and the crew gets a Vivre card from Crocus, the old lighthouse keeper who once sailed with Roger. But the real adventure starts when they reach Whiskey Peak, a town that looks welcoming but is actually a trap run by Baroque Works, a secret criminal organization. At Whiskey Peak, the townspeople throw a huge party for the new pirates, but it's all a setup to capture bounties. The Straw Hats get drunk, except Zoro, and while they sleep, the bounty hunters attack. Zoro wakes up first and single-handedly defeats over 100 of them in one night, using his 3-sword style to cut through everyone without killing. The next morning, the crew discovers the truth. The townspeople are Baroque Works agents. They meet Princess Vivi, disguised as Miss Wednesday, and her duck, Karoo, who reveals she's been undercover in Baroque Works to stop a plot to destroy her kingdom, Alabasta. The real boss is Mr. Zero, Sir Crocodile, one of the 7 warlords of the sea, who's using the organization to take over Alabasta by creating a fake drought and inciting civil war between the royal army and rebels. Vivi begs the Straw Hats to help her return home and stop the war. Luffy agrees instantly. If a friend is crying, we help, no questions. They set sail, but Baroque Works sends agents after them. First, Mr. 5 and Miss Valentine attack with explosive powers and 10,000-kilogram body slams. Luffy defeats them easily. Then comes Little Garden, a prehistoric island frozen in time with massive dinosaurs and 2 giant warriors from Elbaf, Dory and Brogy. These 2 have been dueling for 100 years over a silly argument, honoring their warrior code. The Straw Hats get caught in their fight, but Luffy befriends them. Baroque Works tries to trick the giants into fighting each other to death for a bounty, but the crew exposes the lie. Dory and Brogy give the Straw Hats a new log post pointing to the next island and promise to meet again someday. Luffy declares, "When I become Pirate King, I'll throw the biggest party in the world for you two." Next stop, Drum Island, a snowy kingdom ruled by the tyrannical former king Wapol, who was exiled but is returning with his goons to reclaim power. The island has only one doctor left, Dr. Crocodile, a 139-year-old witch who lives on a mountain with her reindeer assistant, Chopper. Nami falls deathly ill from a rare disease, Kestia poison, and the crew races to find a doctor. Luffy carries Nami up the freezing Drum Rockies while being chased by Wapol's forces. They meet Tony Chopper, a blue-nosed reindeer who ate the human fruit and can transform into human forms. Chopper was rejected by humans and animals alike, but Dr. Hiruluk, his adoptive father, taught him to be a doctor who heals hearts. Hiruluk sacrificed himself to inspire hope in the people against Wapol's oppression. Chopper joins Dr. Crocodile as her apprentice. When Wapol attacks the castle to kill the old King Dalton and reclaim the throne, Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, and Usopp fight back. Luffy defeats Wapol in an epic battle on the castle roof, punching him so hard he flies miles away. Chopper, inspired by Luffy's dream and the crew's acceptance, decides to join as the ship's doctor. "I want to see the world and become a doctor who can cure any disease, even if it means leaving this island." The crew gains their 6th member, and Vivi gets medical help for her kingdom's crisis. Finally, they reach Alabasta, the massive desert kingdom in turmoil. Rain has stopped for years due to dance powder, a substance that steals rain from other areas, blamed on King Cobra. The people rise in rebellion, led by Koza, Vivi's childhood friend. Baroque Works has manipulated everything. Crocodile is using his Loja sand fruit to control the desert, create droughts, and plan to overthrow the king and seize the ancient weapon Pluton hidden in the kingdom. Vivi has 3 days to reach the capital Alubarna and stop the rebel army from clashing with the royal guards. The Straw Hats split up to protect Vivi and stop Baroque Works officers. Epic one-on-one battles erupt. Zoro versus Mr. One, Daz Bones, the strongest swordsman in Baroque Works. Zoro unlocks his Asura form for the first time and defeats him. Nami versus Miss Doublefinger, using her new Cleam attack upgraded by Usopp to create thunderclouds and lightning. Usopp and Chopper versus Mr. Four and Miss Merry Christmas in a chaotic, hilarious fight. Sanji versus Mr. Two, Bon Clay, the Okama who can copy anyone's face after touching them. Bon Clay becomes a fan favorite with his dramatic poses and ballet kicks. Luffy versus Crocodile, 3 brutal rounds. First fight, Crocodile turns Luffy to dust with his sand powers and leaves him for dead in a sandquick pit. Second, Luffy returns with blood from his wounds to stop the sand from absorbing his moisture and uses water to solidify Crocodile's body. Third and final, in the royal tomb, Crocodile tries to blow up the capital with bombs. Luffy, poisoned and exhausted, defeats him with a massive storm punch, sending Crocodile crashing through the ground. Meanwhile, Vivi races to stop the war. She reaches Koza just in time, but a bomb planted by Baroque Works explodes, seeming to kill the king. Vivi screams in despair, but it's revealed the king is alive. The rebels and royal army stop fighting when they see Vivi's tears and hear the truth about Crocodile's manipulation. Peace returns to Alabasta. The crew is hailed as heroes, but they refuse medals or rewards. Vivi decides to stay with her people instead of joining the crew permanently, but she gives them an X mark on their arms as a symbol of their bond. She'll always be Nakama in spirit. At the port, the Straw Hats sail away while the entire country waves goodbye. Vivi runs to the palace roof, arms crossed in the X sign, tears in her eyes. Luffy looks back from the Mary and crosses his arms too, the unbreakable promise. As they leave, news spreads. The Straw Hat Pirates have taken down a warlord. Their bounties skyrocket. Luffy now at 100 million berries. Crocodile is captured by the Marines. The crew laughs together on deck. Next adventure, here we come. East Blue was the beginning. Alabasta Saga is where the Straw Hats truly become a family that can take on the world. Dreams, friendship, sacrifice, and the will to protect what matters, no matter the cost. The Grand Line just got a lot more interesting.
And that's it. Alabasta Saga is done. From the shock of Laboon waiting 50 years, to Vivi's tears as she stands on the palace roof making the X sign, while the crew looks back from the Going Merry and does the same. This saga showed us Luffy doesn't just fight for himself, he fights for anyone who has a dream they can't reach alone. From now on, your dream is my responsibility. That line isn't just for Nami in East Blue. It became for Vivi, for Chopper, for every single member of the crew. Crocodile fell, Luffy's bounty hit 100 million, and the world started to know the name Straw Hat. But most importantly, the crew became a real family, not just a group of pirates. If Vivi's X sign on the rooftop still hits you hard, smash that like button right now. And if you want to keep sailing with me, Skypiea Saga is coming next with the same intensity and depth. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second. Drop in the comments, what's your strongest moment in Alabasta? Luffy versus Crocodile Round 3? Zoro versus Mr. 1? Chopper deciding to join? Or the X sign on the palace roof? Thank you for being with me in this desert. See you in the next sky. Keep dreaming big and keep protecting your friends. One Piece, we're still only at the beginning. Peace.